Yeah, can I sit down with you and where you're? And then, yep, I'm you guys, so you're right here? Oh yeah, that's nice. Now in the final drawing, you are gonna have to incorporate a little bit of the cloth too, okay? So it's up to you if you wanna go this big or if you wanna go a little bit smaller, so, yeah, because then you're gonna be able to, since you wanna do value, we'll do a little bit more. Mm-hmm. They were first and then I'm coming to you and then to you, okay? All right. So let's see. Okay, this is looking good, but you know where we gotta go next? What are we missing? What do you see on this side? Yep, the candlesticks, right, so we gotta incorporate the candlesticks here. And then, since this part is this, correct? Okay, so what we gotta do is we gotta finish drawing it in here, because the way you have it set up, we're gonna see all of that. We're not gonna see the trumpet, because the trumpet's kinda down here, okay? All right. I do, but I have one suggestion for you. When you start the final drawing, which is the first object you started with? Okay. What I would do is just move it slightly over to the right, because there's so many interesting things in here and this kind of looks a little empty, okay? And then this goes there. Okay, so final paper is over there. Grab a ruler. And then, you put your hand up and you, okay. Let me get her, because she's on the inside, then I'll come to you. There. Okay. What's
I don't know what's wrong with it, I feel like something's wrong.
Oh, me, sorry. This seems a little too big for me. See how it almost looks like a perfect circle and this kind of has more of that oval shape, so I think this here. And then also, can I borrow a pencil? If you line this up, look at the height of this and look at the height of this. What do you notice? Right, so then this, see how this looks a little higher? Yep, exactly, I think that's gonna help you with the oval. That I think looks good. Now, you wanted to do value, right? Okay. So, I think the next step after you correct this would be just to fix your lines so they really look continuous, and then start the down part. Okay? All right. Yeah, let's see. She's been waiting, and then I'll come to you. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Can you help me in this first part, like this settings for kind of punching in?
Yeah, okay.
And then can you help me like shape, how do I like start my shading or stuff like that?
And you want to do shading?
Yeah.
Okay, let me sit down and just make sure that the placement and the size is correct here. This is beautifully done. This is right. This curve here, do you see that? I know it's hard to tell, but I think it's a little too curved. It almost looks straight, doesn't it? Because it's going to be the same as that.
Yeah.
These two edges are going to mimic each other. So I would maybe just look at that a little bit more. And then, you know what? I think from where I'm standing, the curve starts a little lower on the bottom. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have to sit back down so you can see what that looks like. I would change the bottom. Remember we talked about drawing right down the center? Like this? Okay, and then we can make sure that these are going to be the same size, so you can kind of use your fingers. I'm just kind of... Okay. And then, once we get that, what do you notice is missing right here? Yeah, let's incorporate that, because I think that adds a nice little touch, okay? And once we get that, we'll start talking about it, okay?
Okay.
You're almost done. This is good.
Can you please use pencil?
What do you mean?
instead of each.
I might end up making that your choice. How's that?
Yeah.
That make you
Cause
happy?
like it would just, cause like there's different colors out there, and it's like, you know what I mean? 'Cause
Well, we're not even thinking color. Like everything
no, I
is
know,
just
I know,
okay.
it's just like, cause like it's either black or it's not black, you
Mhm.
know? So try to shade in, make something look.
Yeah, and shading is optional, so that's something you guys, I think you wanted to do that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. But what we're gonna do is we keep it to pencil, like that one example up there. We're gonna talk about thickening certain lines and making them a little darker by applying stronger pressure, okay? Because then it gives it a little bit more variety, so the really important objects really kind of come forward a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, yep, I'm coming. I see you. Making my way. Okay, so, well, which was your favorite part to draw? The skeleton, so I think you should start with that. Yeah, you have to, because, right, because this was 9 by 12 and that's 11 by 14. Do you want it running off the page? It is? Okay, so maybe we should start with that angle. And so you'd want to draw this edge first. Hold on, I want to step on you. You want to draw that edge first, okay? Well, it's still running off the page. Well, no, that's fine, because remember we talked about that being a good composition technique?
I got it from you.
Oh.
The pine cone.
Yeah, so that's good. But if it's that high, look how much lower it is in here. So you're changing it slightly from what you drew here.
I want to draw.
So maybe you want to draw that first. What do you think? Take your pencil. Look at that angle. See how it's slightly on an angle? When you drew it straight. See what I'm using my pencil for? So that's kind of a good way to kind of just mimic the angles that things are at. Okay, and then Missy, you had a question for me. Wow, look at that. Awesome. Now, were you sitting here or were you a little further that way? Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm looking at it like I'm seeing more of this part of the skull. Mm-hmm. I like this approach. So this is like you're using line to outline where the shadows are. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think you're gonna go in and apply a value, or are you gonna leave it the way it is? Well, you have the choice to. You do like shading? Okay. Because the way you have everything outlined now, the thing is if we're gonna rely heavily on value, we wanna have implied line and not. So this is a good way for you to figure out where the shapes are, but then we're gonna have to get rid of the line, essentially, okay? And then this angle. See how this cover kind of pops out a little bit more? Maybe if we do that, that'll help, okay? All right, so it almost looks like this is kind of like, see this line? And where these corners are, do you see how that line is? Is it a little to the left, to the right, or the center? Yeah, right there, good, yeah. So I would just kind of look at these little things, because you've got all the major components down, so now it's these little things.
Right here is kind of shaded. You see how
All right,
it's kind of shaded?
who's next?
It's kind of shaded along here.
All of you maybe, huh?
It's just a little bit like-
Okay.
And then there's a shadow from the trumpet. You see the shadow?
Should I do the big paper now?
Yeah, can I sit down and just look at it? Okay. Wait, come here, don't go too far. All right, so your placement is good. You made the decision to cut the skull off, so you have more of the cello. Is that how you want to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay, number one, kudos to you on drawing it bigger. Because remember your initial drawing, so this is good, really good. Yeah, look at this, look how tiny it was. Yeah, so you've definitely
filled in the space. One thing I would do is really think about the size of the cup in relationship to the size of the skull. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker, good. And then this gap between them, the negative space, that's pretty good. And then the other thing I want you to look at is the angles of the book, because it looks like it's just kind of straight. So use your pencil to kind of mimic the angles, okay? Have you done that before you close one eye? Okay. Do that. Once you kind of just straighten it out in here, then go ahead and grab your big sheet of paper, okay? All right. Can I see? Good. Now you changed it. You were drawing horizontally before? No, you were drawing vertical the whole time?
No, one time I did.
Okay. I like this version better. I do.
But is this negatives we still fine?
Well,
That
no, you gotta draw the cello.
It's just I don't like it. This looks like a random line. There.
Well, okay, so one of the things you can do is remember you have the option of creating values, right? So if you want to incorporate just a little bit of shading underneath that one line that goes across, or what you can do is if you're going to keep it linear, the grain of the cello, right? It kind of looks like this. And if that's too far for you, you can look at this grain because it's wood. Can you try incorporating the grain and see what it feels like?
I could.
Let's just try it. And if it doesn't work, then we'll think of another option, okay? Cool. All right. Okay, can I sit down? All right. So what's interesting is you're drawing a totally different thing than your buddies over here. Let's look at this pumpkin. Okay, remember we talked about proportion. Do you think the pumpkin is about the right size?
What does we're saying in the book?
Should it be bigger, smaller? You think smaller? Well, let's not look at these. Let's look at, this is the first thing you drew, right? Okay, so this is your favorite object. This is the object that's gonna determine the size of everything else. So look at the mannequin, the shoulders of the mannequin. Look at the width of the shoulders and then look at the width of the pumpkin. Don't look at these guys yet.
Bigger.
Yeah, I think bigger. And also, look, it kind of comes out to this, you see the pumpkin kind of going, it's overlapping, right? But then it's also kind of popping out over here. So what I want you to do, before you move on to the final paper, is don't even look at these just yet. Actually, I think the bottle's pretty good. Don't look at this. Look at the pumpkin. And then what I would do is with your pencil kind of measure the width. I see you, I'm coming to you next. Measure the width of the shoulders and then look at the pumpkin. And then kind of try to figure out how this and this is going to be. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
if I'm drawing the cello, wouldn't I draw the cup?
No, you were right. You're only going to really see a little bit of it.
Because then I'm confused with where this.
Right, so here. This is that little, I don't even know what that's called. That's going to be like right here, right? And this is going to be up here. So I think you put this a little too close to the head. Look at the distance between the curve and the head. Okay? I don't know if we're going to see the whole thing. Do you want to use the viewfinder?
Not really.
Okay. Okay, yeah. We learn so many different things. This thing is called a plum.
And also that I kind of like for the one that has the bottle that has the leaves, it kind of random.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm still working on this.
Yeah.
Is it fine that?
Yeah, absolutely. If things are running off the page, it's absolutely fine. That means you're paying a little bit more attention to the bottom, so you're going to see the cloth. I really like that you're kind of doing the architectural thing here with the sizing of the bottles. That's good.
Because like it's not that closer too far of the plum. So
Okay, so this is where we're gonna talk about placement. Look where the lemon is on the, like, it's pretty far low on the page, right? Okay, and then look where the plum is in relationship to the lemon.
so lemon will be
Yeah,
the plum will be.
yep, I would keep the plum where it is. I think your plum is good. I think your lemon needs to be a little. Plus, look at the edge of this. Yeah, and then see how the plum comes down just a little bit.
So should I just leave my bottom?
Yeah, I think I think these are good. This is too straight though.
Oh yeah, because I'm still doing outline.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks good otherwise.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, that little thing, just moving this down is gonna change everything around.
Okay.
And then I can't wait to see what you're gonna do with the cloth. I see you, I'm coming to you. Yeah, because you really wanted to draw the leaves, right? Okay, now here's the deal. Because you have the leaves, you're gonna see the edge of the table. So just be prepared for that.
So I'm gonna have to draw a straight line and then shade it.
Not that straight, because it's kind of on an